Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, and I just wanted to do another manga review, as I've promised I would do. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. As you can see here, we have Re:Zero Volume 2, Chapter 2, A Week at the Mansion. As you know, if you watched the anime, or if you read the first volume, which you should have if you're watching this, is that Subaru, our main character, ends up at Roswell's mansion with Emilia, and we find out that Roswell is her caretaker and her kind of like sponsor for the throne. He's kind of the only one that's willing to sponsor her for reasons which have not been really announced yet, so I don't really want to give that away. Unless you've seen the anime, then you already know. But anyway, so he is kind of her caretaker and her sponsor. And he ends up there after his battle with the Bowel Hunter, and being saved by Emilia. He wakes up there. And we all know Roswell is kind of an eccentric character. He dresses kind of, crazy. He is originally mistaken as kind of a jester to entertain them. He elongates his words, so he's just kind of an eccentric kind of guy. So we kind of dive a little bit deeper into, not necessarily him, but into this kind of family that he's got going on with Rem and Rom. They're introduced finally more. And we don't really learn too much more about Emilia in this. It's mainly focusing on his relationship, Subaru's relationship with the twin maids, Rem and Rom. That's really what we're focusing on in this point. So that's sort of where the main plot is Subaru wakes up in the mansion. He's immediately greeted by the twin maids, Rem and Rom. There they are. And they kind of just have no emotion, anything like that. So, in fact, it opens up where he's died once, but we don't know who killed him. So it's kind of just resuming from there. He realizes it, but can't really tell them. He's just kind of hoping that he didn't die. That because he had a date with Emilia planned, and obviously now that date's canceled because she forgot it even happened. So he's just running down and trying to confirm things and hoping that it's not true. Again, we meet Beatrice, who doesn't know who he is. Basically, he's got to start all over from zero after getting so far. But this doesn't really dash his hopes. He just kind of says he'll do it again and figure out what killed him, because whatever killed him might be a danger to the rest of the people in the mansion as well. So with that, he begins his journey. He tries many different routes. At first, if you remember, he signed up to help Rem and Rom in the mansion, so he doesn't feel like he's doing nothing. And in this book, he explores a couple different routes to try and find out what the problem is, or better improve his relationship with the twin maids. And so we just kind of dive into those routes, getting as far as tries to be another butler again, then tries to just be basically take the mooching route, and he'll do this to kind of learn more about what might have killed him, so he can observe better rather than having to work all the time. So it's just kind of a lot of I don't want to say suspense or anything, but just a lot of kind of expecting. He doesn't really know who it was, but he's expecting someone to come and kill him, which is why he even stays awake in the middle of the night once. His relationship with Rom is pretty good throughout this. His relationship with Rem is a different story. Anybody who's watched the anime kind of knows what's going to happen at this point. But in this one, he also asks finally about kind of the witch. Nobody wants to speak about this witch either. You can see here Rem Rom doesn't want to speak of it. No one really wants to speak of the witch, so we still don't really know who she is or what she's going on. We just know that she's called the Witch of Jealousy, which isn't really anything we haven't learned before. So anyways, we learned too that, again, not all anime is for kids. The scenes in here are kind of pretty graphic, actually. You know, we got, again, his neck gouged out here. And he finally learns who his attacker is. Yeah, it's not for kids. Not all of everything. But anyways, so yeah, that's kind of the main plot. Is he's just trying to find out what the heck is going on. What killed him? Is it a danger to the rest of the mansion? And he kind of leaves off forming a pact with Beatrice to protect him. That's kind of where the book leaves off. He finally makes it through the 4th night and into the 5th day, and the book ends there. So we got to get volume 3, find out what's going on. So the character development, as far as concerned, is Subaru's kind of come along in a way. He kind of understands that he doesn't really have any strengths, except for this one ability that allows him to return by death. And start over. Really, that's his only strength, and that and his persistence at doing things until he makes it through. I mean, I don't know how many people can die several times and see their own death and still keep going, let alone meet their attacker who kills them, then wake up the next day back alive with them staring at you in the face. It's kind of interesting how that works, but so I would say that's kind of his strength, is his persistence, and I think you see that kind of come to fruition even more here, that he's willing to go to certain lengths for the person that he cares about the most, even if it means constantly dying and having to start all over again. He's willing to do it, and he kind of grows even more in Volume 2. Emilia, you don't really see too much more development in her. And the maids, there's not really too much there, since they're really just kind of being introduced more officially. You learn a little bit about them in Volume 1, but for the most part, there's not really too much development. You just kind of learn that there is a sad history between the two sisters. That's really all you learn. You don't really learn what that history is, and you kind of get that hint because when Subaru's asking or telling Rom about a fairy tale from his world about a red and blue demon, Rom says don't mention the story to her sister. So you kind of get that there is a sad story between the two of them. The anime goes up to episodes 12. If you haven't watched it, watch it. It covers basically what this manga is about, unless you want to read the manga first, then the anime. It's up to you. But it basically covers what the manga is about. And would I recommend it? Yeah, I would still recommend this series. Being in Volume 2 now, I'm still intrigued by it, even though I've seen the anime and know what's going to happen. I think it's still really well done. I think the artwork in it is really good. I really enjoy the artwork in it. The blood and the gut scenes are drawn pretty spectacularly, if you ask me. Pretty good detail. I'm trying to see if I can find one. But it's got pretty good detail in them. Yeah, his leg gets cut off here. It's pretty gruesome, so to say. So yeah, I would recommend it for those reasons. That between here we go. That's what I was looking for. Bam. So yeah, pretty well drawn. I would give it a read. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. I do have my couple other videos coming up this week. Hopefully I'll have one more up by Wednesday, if not Thursday morning, hopefully. That's my plan. And then hopefully another manga review that will go up as well this week, and that might not be until later in the week again or next Monday. Just depends on my work schedule and if I can get anything else done. Anyways, with that said, I hope you all have a great day. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. That means a lot. Means that I'm doing stuff right. If you have comments or anything that you might want to see or whatever, just leave it in the comment section below. I do read them and I get back to them as soon as I can. So anyways, hope you all have a great day and enjoy the video, and yeah, and subscribe.